welcome back to my channel, Southern Yankee Beauty. I have had this beauty sitting here for a week now. It came in so quick. So Natasha Denona launched her Pastel palette, and she had a pre-sale, and I got it the day that the pre-sale opened, and it arrived like 2 days later. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's gorgeous. Now, so I want to give you some details, then we will do swatches, then we will do a look, and I do want to do more looks with this one for sure, because I think pastels are hard. Number one, pastel palettes are really hard to formulate. They can be very chalky, they can be hard to show up on the eyes. So with that, Natasha did a couple of different unique things with this palette to make these colors stand out a little bit more. So I'm gonna give you all the details, but to get started, well, first of all, we have this beautiful ombre packaging that kind of goes pink to like a little bit of a lavender to this beautiful mint. And then on the back, all of the details, including all of the shades and all of the ingredients in each of these. This palette features 15 different shades. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to leave this on so we don't blind you, but these are the beautiful colors of the pastel palette. Absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this blue. Oh, okay. Like that looks like our color of the year for our fashion series that we're doing over on our fashion channel. The bubble looks like very Perry, doesn't it? It looks like the color of the year. Wouldn't it be fun to put an outfit together with that? So anyway, here it is. So you get 15 shades, and it's retails. This is her midi size. So she has her large size, which is 129, the midi size, which is 65. This is my favorite size. And then we have the small ones, her minis that are like usually 25. Sometimes I have those over here, but I don't right now to show you one. So anyway, we're going to get into this, but let me tell you a couple of different deets. So this is cruelty-free, but it is not vegan. So the reason it's cruelty-free is because obviously this was not tested on animals at all, but the reason it isn't vegan is in a couple of the shades there are carmine. I think I wrote down which one have carmine. Yeah, there's 4. Starlet, Duet, Airy, and Feather. So Starlet, the red one. Duet, Airy, and Feather. Those 4 have carmine, which is crushed up beetles, which gives you the red look. So reds and blues, you're gonna see the carmine in it. That can also sometimes irritate people's eyes. It doesn't seem to bother me, so I don't have a problem with it. But then on the inside, you have, the palette's so pretty. So you have the ombre carrying over, can you see this? Right into the palette, the shades, you've got the pink, the purple, and the blue or mint, and then you see that here. Then this is all mint, but then this part that's on the top, this plastic part, is a light lilac shade. It doesn't really look lilac here, but it is. It's like a light purple. So, and then on the back of the palette, I already got mine dirty. On the back, you have these little circles. What those are, so you can pop them out, like take a little pin, pop them out. You can rearrange the palette. You can put them in your own palette, whatever you want. Whatever you want. So I want to tell you what I think is pretty neat about this palette. I also grabbed the weight of the palette. It's, oh, and it's limited edition. So get it if you want it. Perfect for Easter. What a perfect Easter gift too if you have a teenager. She would love this. It is 19.25 grams or 0.67 ounces is what you're getting as far as, so I don't know how much that is, 6.67 ounces divided by 15. You can figure out how much each pan is worth here. Now, what I found interesting about this palette is there are 5 formulas, including one brand new formula in here. So we have her traditional cream to powder formula. This is unique to Natasha Denona, and it is what she calls her wet formula. Why this is important is because, like I was saying, pastels are really hard to formulate, hard to mix, hard to show up. So she did a lot of her, including this one right here, this one is Tulle, in the cream to powder formula, and which or her wet formula, because it starts out kind of wet and turns to a powder. It helps it stick in here and show up better. So that is one kind of unique thing, because if you've ever used a pastel palette, a lot of times the colors will just blend away, they fade, they don't stay, you know, they're muted colors anyway. These aren't colors that are going to give you your traditional where you're going to put like a deep in the outer corner. You're just not really going to be able to do that because it's all pastels. So you're going to have a beautiful, almost like watercolor look on your eye. And then when you add in lashes and liner, and that's where the darkness comes in, that's really what's going to make these looks pop. I am so excited to get into this. I've seen some beautiful reviews, some beautiful looks. I've seen some not so great looks. I've seen people saying that they don't like it. You have to know what you're getting if you're getting the pastel palette. You're not going to buy this palette and be like, think you're going to get the amount of pigment and colors, and you know, if you're used to, I always have an outer corner that's deep and then I have a shimmer on my eye. If you're used to that type of stuff, you're gonna struggle with this palette because this is not traditional. This is definitely gonna give you a watercolored look, a very Easter egg look, very like a light, beautiful wash of color. These colors are meant to be lighter. They're not meant to be deep. Natasha said the Starlet is one of her most favorite shades. We're gonna swatch all of these and get into it. She also said that the Adriatic is one of her favorite, and the two shiniest shades in here are Mint Frost and Dainty. So let's get back. So we said cream to powder. You get 4 cream to powders in this palette. You also get 4 of her just traditional creamy mattes. She has one of the best matte formulas on the market by far. Pigmented, they blend really nice, good staying powder, and you get 4 of those in here plus the 4 of cream to powder. Then you get 4, and I thought this was amazing for the price of $65, but you get 4 duochromes in here. 4 duochromes. Now, Natasha's increasingly been putting more and more duochromes in her palettes. Her one palette, I'll show you a couple of her palettes when we do some comparisons. She has like the triochromes, and it has like 3 of them. There's some beautiful duochromes and triochromes in there, but she's starting to add more and more of these duochromes, and I for one am totally here for it. Love to see like a mainstream brand like this start picking up some of the indie duochromes and shades that we like to see. I love also that Natasha is always adding new formulas because it allows her to sort of perfect it and find her perfect formula combinations, and she's done a great job. So you get 4 duochromes, 4 cream to powders, 4 creamy mattes, 4 duochromes. You get 1 special nude shade. This is a, she called it a DCS, duochrome maybe special. I'm not sure what the S was for, but you get 1 of those, and that is Dainty. That's a duochrome with a sparkling. It says with sparkling. It's something different. It was labeled as something different. Then you're also going to get the sparkling metallics in here. For instance, Mint Frost is just a sparkling metallic, whereas Dainty is a sparkling metallic, but it's also got a duochrome. It's got a shift in there of like peach or something. Let's see if I have the description of that one. Duochrome sparkling pink with golden champagne in here. So this one's just a sparkling metallic. This is a sparkling metallic duochrome. So, oh, I guess there's actually technically 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess there's actually 6, technically 6 in here, because the shade Illusion is a brand new formula for her. Now this is a sheer duochrome that can be used alone. It's like a translucent shade, but it can be used alone or it can be used as a topper over other colors. And I do have the description of this one. So it's listed just as a regular duochrome, but it is a new formula. It's a duochrome with sheer pink peach champagne. That's this one right here. So we're gonna go in and get all of these swatched. I'm so excited to get started with this palette. I know exactly what I'm in for. I am not like a real pastel person. Like, I like pastel in some of my clothing choices, but never have I worn pastel makeup really, like eyeshadow. Never really even been excited or interested in it. But after seeing some of the looks with this palette, I'm excited about it. They're very muted, very soft and flowery and flowery. Like, they're feminine. They're very soft and feminine and watercolored looking. They look like just so pretty on the eyes. Definitely Easter egg-ish. Perfect for Easter. All right, so what else do I want to tell you? It's cruelty-free. We already talked about that. It's not vegan. Paraben-free, and it is made in Italy. What? She always makes a lot of her stuff in Italy, and we love the Italian eyeshadow formula. Love it, love it. Okay, now there are 2 repeats in here as well, and they are Mint Frost and Limoncello. Both of those shades are in the Tropic Palette. I'm happy to have them in here. I have the Tropic Palette as well. You can buy this on Sephora. You can buy it on Natasha Denona. You can buy it on Beautylish. It's like you're ready to go, my friends. Okay, and the only thing I need to do now is show you the swatches, and then we're going to get into a look. We might just get into one look today because I got a lot to do and I'm traveling Monday, but we're going to do one look, and then I promise with this palette, 100% I'll do more, because I feel like with this palette, you need to see more looks. You need to see if you're going to be able to use this, create with this, if it's going to be worth your while. I also think this is going to be a stunning companion palette. So she, in her own line, has a couple of palettes that I personally would like to play with this one. Circo Loco is one of them. The other one that has the Triochrome palette, that's another one I'd like of hers to play around with. So I think we will do some mashups as well with this palette and other palettes, because you might already have them, and just see like how these shadows will perform with some of her other shadows in her other palettes. Let's get going and let's swatch these beauties. Okay, the first shade is Tulle. This is a cream to powder. We'll start up here. And this is her cream to powder formula, and this is a matte bubblegum pink. Next, we're starting with the new formula, Illusion. I'm going to show it to you on my finger first so you can see how pretty it is. It looks white, doesn't it? We'll get you some better looks of this. But this is a duochrome sheer pink, champagne, and peach. Really pretty. Let's see if I can build it up a little bit for you. You can kind of see that little bit of touch of pink in there. It's not overly shiny. It's a little bit more of a subdued color. Next, we have Mint Frost. This one is the repeat from the Tropic Palette. Here it is on my finger. Beautiful, beautifulness right here. That's a repeat, but wowza. Okay, so that one is a sparkling metallic icy turquoise. Beautiful. All right, next we're going into Bora, and Bora is a cream to powder, and it's a matte metallic lilac, and this is the darkest shade in the palette. If you want any depth at all from this palette, it'll be from this shade. Oh, I love it. And again, you can tell that that's the cream to powder the minute you put it on. Then we're going to go into Dainty. This is, I think, going to be one of my favorite shades. Dainty is a sparkling, this is the one she said, duochrome sparkling pink with golden champagne. So this has a little different, has a DCS at the end of it, which I think it's a little bit of a different formula. Of course, right on my bone, but there we are. It's a beautiful, look at those beautiful shades right there. Maybe that's easier. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so that was Dainty. Now we're going into Brisk, which is a cream to matte, or creamy matte. And this is a matte pastel mint, the color Brisk. Right here, just a traditional pastel mint. And this is one that you can already see you're probably going to need to build that one up and run a few passes with it, okay? Adriatic, this is a duochrome bright turquoise gold. So this is one she said was one of her favorite shades. So this is a darker, very vibrant turquoise color, but it says there's a champagne a duochrome, bright turquoise and gold. So there's a gold flip in here. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know that I'm seeing it. Maybe we can go in the light after I do the swatches and look in natural light, and maybe we'll find that flip we're looking for. All right, next we're going to do Starlet. This is the one that is, like I said, was one of her favorites. This is also a duochrome. It is a coral peach with a golden peach. Coral peach and golden peach. I thought it was just red, but it is not. It's a very unique shade. It looks red, but yes, you can see a little bit of the peach, the duochrome shift in there. It doesn't show up great on camera, guys, so I'm sorry about that, because in person it's so much nicer. Bellini, this is a creamy matte. This is just a regular pastel peach right here. Very pretty. Peaches that's always a good color for a lot of folks. Okay, now we have the color Bubble that I told you I thought looks a lot like the color of the year, the Very Perry color. This is her cream to powder formula right here. It feels wonderful. This is her wet formula. Yes, sign me up. I love it. Love it. Okay, so that's Bubble, and that's described as a matte pastel cornflower. Then we have Limoncello, and this is again from the Tropic Palette. And Limoncello is a metallic icy pastel yellow. That'd be pretty with that blue right there, wouldn't it? Those two shades. That'd be very pretty together. All right. All right, so that's Limoncello. We have 4 more shades. We have Duet next, which is a duochrome, lilac and teal duochrome. It's obviously lilac looking. The teal's got to be the flip. Oh yeah, I saw the flip. I don't know if you did. Right there when can you see that teal color right in there? When I move my hand, you can see it right in here. So see that? Pretty flip. Ooh, that's gonna be a fun shade to play with. I wonder if it builds up. Ooh, that is gonna be a pretty, pretty shade. These 3 shades right here. Yes, please. Okay, so that one was a duochrome. Next is the color Airy, which is a creamy matte. Okay, this is just like a sky blue color. This is her traditional mattes, the ones that are just the creamy mattes. You are gonna have to go a few times and sort of build it. These are not really like this one's like, you gotta kind of do this more so than swatch it. So your application is going to be a little different with the creamy mattes on the pastel side. Then we're going to go to Zest, which is a cream to powder, her wet formula. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So pretty. Oh, wow. That's like neon. Really pretty. Okay, and that's described as a matte pastel lime. And then we have one more creamy matte, Feather, which is a pastel lavender pink. And here is that. You can definitely see the lavender flip in that. And again, like I said, the creamy mattes, you're going to have to go a couple passes to get them to build up. But there is the palettes for I would say these swatched incredible. For a pastel palette to swatch this good, I mean, I've seen a lot of pastel palettes out there, and I've really just never been excited. I saw this one and I was like, I'm excited about this. These colors are going to show up on you. There's still going to be a beautiful light wash of color. We're going to have so much fun. Are we ready to get into the look? Let's do that, and then I'll show you some comparison palettes and some companion palettes. But here's one more look at your shades. And I would say that they swatched like they look in the pan for the most part. They're pretty exact. I would say the colors that sort of stand out to me the most would have to be this shade down here. This is that purple one, the Lilac Duet. this one is really making me get excited to play with. I'm excited to play with the Starlit one just because she said it was her favorite. And then of course Dainty and the mint one here, Mint Frost. Those are so sparkly. I'm so excited to use those. And then you've got all these like cloudy, like feathers, unicorns, and rainbow colors. I mean, just, ugh, a girl's dream. Okay, let's get into the look. Okay, friends, we're gonna get started with the color tool at the top. This is her cream to powder formula. I am going to zoom you beautiful ladies in. And let's go ahead and start this on the inner corner. I'm gonna put this on this part of my eye, like up in here, and this, I'm not gonna go all the way over because we're gonna use, oh, maybe you wanna see what I'm doing? We're gonna use another color on the other half. We're just gonna start with this beautiful shade. Beautiful. I'm gonna do this side too because I want to do more looks. Part of me really wants to come in here and do like, you know, 3 looks right now. But my daughter is on her way over. I don't have time, and so we're gonna get you guys 1 look, and then I will do a video, I promise, with more. But this shade is lovely. It's working lovely. It's working lovely. Everything looks great. Really like it. I'm using, by the way, the Precision Blender by SL Miss Glam on here. Now I am going to go into, I think I want to go into that bubble shade, another cream to powder right here. I think I want to do that. And you got to be careful because look, it's like wet and soft, and that just happened just from touching it with the brush. So, all right, so we're gonna do this on the second half, and I'm like completely okay if those 2 colors kind of blend right up here and make a little bit of a like purple, because it's kind of like, this is sort of like a periwinkle. Man, I'm dehydrated, my skin moves, look, and it just stays. Oh, that's so bad. I gotta drink some water. Look at that, it just, the skin just stays. There we go. I'm gonna take a little, well, let me finish up. I'm gonna take Feather in between those 2 and like marry those 2 together a little bit nicer. We'll use that pretty lilac feather shade that's kind of like a pink. It's like a middle road of this color and the one that we're, the pink one. It's like blends, looks like both of them, kind of like if they had a baby. I was hoping to be able to use my light, but the light, because they're pastels, it like dulls the colors so much because you lose some of the pigment. So I chose to do this video without the light because I want you to be able to actually see the pigment. And I feel like now I'm going to go in with Feather. That's this shade right here, Feather. Just using the same brush. But I want you to be able, I really want you to be able to see this pigments, and I feel like we're gonna lose that a little bit if, yeah, so it pulls, you can see it goes from pink to purple to blue. I like that. And they blend so seamlessly with each other across to make the different shades like that. I mean, they're you can clearly see pink, purple, and that pretty bubble blue. I'm going back into that blue right here on the outer edge a little bit. We're gonna just pull it out just a little. Same thing here. Pull it out just a little bit. So far, beautiful gradient look. Now I really want to go in with that duet color because I really think that's quite beautiful. So I think we'll do that. We'll go into this beautiful duet shade. And for this shade, I might as well just use my finger because it's her, you know, formula that is a duochrome, and these colors just work better on the lid when you when you use your fingers. I think my darling daughter may have just arrived. Sure did. Dogs are going nuts. I'll be right back to finish this look. All right, guys, so there it is with the shade on. I'm going to take you in the light so you can see it better in a little bit, and I'll do some pictures at the end. But I am going to go in with Bora, which is the darker shade, and just put a little bit of that Bora in both the outer corner and then under right here, like right there, on both sides. That's a pretty color. I hear Dixie barking at something out there. I'm gonna pull that up on the side, kind of give you like a false like wing, but I feel like you could be a little bit more like playful with these shadows because they're not so dark. Like you don't have to worry like about messing up too much, you know, because they're not gonna get but so dark. They're gonna be light. It's gonna allow you to blend. It's gonna allow you to have fun. It's gonna allow you to create and not really be afraid of like creating like a muddy mess on your eye. So this color it's not packing much of a punch. I have heard that people were hoping that this color Bora had a little bit more but it's still pastel. It's the darkest shade in here, but it's still very light. So you can't see it too much. So, all right, I'm gonna go back in real quick with our bubble shade. Just gonna get a little bit more of our bubble shade going here. Build that up. I'm also gonna go back in with the Tulle shade, that first pink shade. Get that? I'm just basically darkening everything down that we put down. I really like the pastels in the cream to powder formula. Really quite beautiful. All right, for the bottom line, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I mean, might as well use as many colors as we can because this is a pastel palette, but we are gonna go in with Adriatic here at the bottom, and we're gonna stick that beautiful teal color, if I can get it, right here. I mixed a little just in this one. I accidentally grabbed the wrong mint. I grabbed the mint frost, so I'm gonna have to put some of that on the other side as well to even it out. All right, there we go, friends. I think I like how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up and get some lashes and liner, and I will be right back. And then I will take some photos and show you out in the sunlight, so you can see how it all came together. I think it's actually quite pretty. All right, I'll be right back with liner and lashes. Okay guys, so here is the final look. I love this bubble shade so much. You can see how pretty the green is coming down on the bottom. So beautiful. I probably could have blended that like maybe a little bit better, but overall I'm happy with the way that this looks. If we want, we could probably put that illusion shade over the top if we want a little bit more of a sparkle. Let's do that. Let's just try it, because why not? And Kenzie said, that's very bright. I said, it is, but it's also really pretty. So here's that. We can kind of see the little bit there, so we'll put a little bit of that just right in there. So it's getting windy out there. That's got a little flip to it too, so it'll be a surprise. This eye is having issues. But anyway. There is, okay, I can't shut that door anymore. There is the final look with, and our very first look with the pastel palette. I'm really excited about this. about this palette. I think we're gonna have some fun with it. So I will take some up close pictures. I'll put it at the end, but stay tuned. I'm gonna show you some comparison palettes. Okay guys, I am very, very happy with how this look came out. Even my daughter says, she's like, I can't stop looking at it. It's so pretty. It's like soft but bright at the same time, and it's just really pretty, and that's kind of how I feel about it too. It's really beautiful. I love this pop of that bubble shade on the outer, that periwinkle color. So okay, so here's the palette. So I'm going to open this up because we're going to look at some of the other palettes. The first one I want to show you with this is her own Circo Loco palette, because that one has like the darker versions, the more bright, vibrant color shades. So here is her Circo Loco, and if you put these together, by the way, these are the two different sizes too. So this is the large size, the one that's $129, and this is her midi size, the $65 one. I much prefer this size. But if you look at the color shades together, there's a lot you could do. Look, you've got all these deep shades here in the blues for your greens and blues. You've also got dark orange shades here if you want to go into like this shade, and then this shade with the coral and peaches, or even yellow would be really pretty, and there's a darker yellow. Again, you've got the blues with the mints and the greens. Then you've got your pink shades, and you've got a bunch of darker versions of it. You've got some purple shades, and again, you've got some darker versions. This shade here, I'm excited to play with as well. This is the Razzle Dazzle shade, and I just feel like this would be a beautiful color to go, like, say, with something like that. In fact, I'll put that one on this finger. Look at the two shades together. Let's just go ahead and swatch those together. So pretty that'd be. I think there's a lot of things you'll be able to do if you have this palette already and you're like, well, I don't use that palette a lot, it's too colorful for me. And now you have this, it's gonna mute it and tone it down a little bit and give it more of that watercolor effect that you might like. So I think this is now much more of a valuable palette than when we originally got this palette, because I cannot wait to put these two together. I can't wait. I think there's so many fun things that we can do. All right, this just fell, by the way, and everything fell out, so my shades are not in the right order, but this is the Sweet Talk palette. This is one of my favorite peach palettes. I've used this a lot, which you're gonna see here. And again, it's got all the corally peachy shades that lean towards the pastel. So again, it's, you know, not even it's not like a dupe or anything, but again, I think some of these shades might be pretty paired with some of these if you're looking to warm the palette up and keep it going on to like the fall in the fall time, because right now this is definitely very spring and summer. So I think that would do it. Some of these dark peach shades paired with a light peach shade, and then you can do like maybe a super shock on the lid, would be really pretty. All right, so there's that. And let's stay with Natasha Denona actually for a minute. So then we have her retro palette. And again, mine, some of them are probably not in the right location because it had fallen from the cats. This shadow right down here broke. So that's her retro palette. All your beautiful plums and pinks and bringing it neutral a little bit. Again, you could do some fun things, adding some of those neutral shades in, and then adding some of the pop shades in here with the neutral. You can do some fun stuff there. I don't know if it will look good with her glam. I just grabbed it for us to look at. So that's the glam, all those browns and stuff, and then putting the browns with all these shades. This would be an interesting video just to see, like, could we come up with pretty combos using this as our base? Because now you've got the browns to deepen up any of the outer corners. You've got some beautiful shimmer shades for the lids. You've got stuff you can use as a liner in here. I don't know, like, that's not a pairing I would normally say, like, ooh, let's put those together, but it might be fun to just stretch ourselves a little bit, see what we could do. And then you also have her Tropic palette. Now this is where the two of the shades came from. I don't even think I've used this palette yet. I mean, it doesn't look like I've used it. Like, maybe I've swatched it. And I got stuff on my hands and I keep opening and shutting these, and I'm making my palettes dirty, but whatever, they're gonna get dirty anyway. So here's the Tropic palette. So here you can see right here, the Mint Frost and the Limoncello. You also have some other really pretty colors in here, and a couple more like vibrant colors. You have this beautiful exotic green, and a bunch of like more muted mattes that might be pretty to make a look. So probably pairing these two together is an ideal comparison. Granted, you know, you got your doubles here, but this might be a lot of fun to do some of the color shades in here with it. I mean, look at that dark emerald green with those other greens. That would be pretty. All right, so those are her palettes. I don't think I have any more of hers out here. Then there was a couple additional ones that I just thought were either had pastels in them or things that might pair nicely. So this is one of my new palettes that I got. This is the Plain Jane Remastered by Adept Cosmetics. And I think this would be beautiful. So this is all your topper shades, your duochromes, all of that. And I think this would be beautiful and also add some depth and some interest on top of this. So this is definitely another one that's a combo that I'm personally going to try and play with. This is not a combo, but if you're looking just for green pastels, you can go with the Star Wars Mandalorian palette. Oh, son of a, did you see that? That whole shade just fell out and now is all over my couch in a million pieces. Hold on. Okay, well, I completely lost the Force shade. Completely gone. So luckily it was like one of those goldy greens, and I have those in other things. So again, here's the beautiful like light pastel-y greens, and you can make it a little brighter with some of the greens in here if you wanted to pair it together. I also thought another one, if you already have it, might be nice, where you can get a lot of the pinks and purples, is the Rose Quartz by Huda Beauty. Like maybe if you have this palette, I mean, unless you really like some of these like brighter shades or the greens and stuff, if you have this, you might not need this one. Obviously this is much brighter, but here you can still get very purple, very pink purple looks with this, and you still have, you know, like some really beautiful light pastels in here as well, and you've got some really kind of cool shimmers, metallics, and duochrome shades in here as well. So if you already have this one, maybe you don't want this one. Depends what you wear. If you want the yellows and the greens and stuff, then obviously the new one's the way to go. All right, so another one is the Tiny Marvels by Sydney Grace. This has some great pastels in it as well. So she's got a couple really beautiful pastels. This is the one in collaboration with Mel Thompson. And I actually really like this palette right here. Looking at all of these shades plus these, because you've got your deeper shades, I feel like you can make some beautiful, beautiful looks with these two palettes. So if you have Sydney Grace in this one, I think that's going to be a winning combo. Also, if you want some brighter, deeper shades, this is the ABH Norvina collection, Pro Pigment Pallium Volume 4. And this has a lot of really like neon-y shades, really neon, beautiful, bright shades. But again, so many of these, I just need to leave this open and stop shutting it. So many of these I think will be compared, like just like a nice, not a comparison, but a nice match. Like to put those together, I think they're going to work together well. So that also looks really exciting to me. And then I have, one more. I have the Pat McGrath Utopian Dreams palette. This one right here. I also thought this would be a lot of fun to play with, because you've got your different duochromes and different, look, you can see the duochromes in the mirror. One looks green. But I thought that this color palette would also look really pretty. And this shade right here would look really pretty with that middle shade in this palette, that Red Lake one. So, and you've got beautiful toppers in here, like so many fun things that you could do with these two combined. So I like combining Pat and Natasha. I think they should be friends and they should do a collab together. I think that would be super, super fun. Like a Pat and a Natasha, a Patasha. There we go. All right, guys, so those are some of the different palettes that might have some different, you know, be cute to pair with it, or have some of the shades you are looking for in there. Maybe you've looked and you have some of those palettes. You're like, I don't really need that palette. I already have some of those other ones that Terry showed. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the look. I think this is a very different look for me. Very beautiful. I love the little pop of like that little surprise of green down there. I think that's really beautiful. Overall, I am not unhappy I own this palette, my friends. I wouldn't have bought it though if I wasn't a YouTuber. Like, to be completely transparent with you guys, if I wasn't doing this to review it, I would not have bought this palette. However, now that I have this palette, I think this look is so beautiful, and I'm so excited to create more beauty with this palette. I'm actually really happy that I have it now. So I will leave you all. The links will be down in the description box for you if you'd like to purchase it yourself, as well as whatever else I have on my face. And I will see you all in the next video. I hope you subscribe for more beauty content. I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.